Hey, welcome in. Well, this is a story where if you just reverse the politics, it would be the lead story on the nightly news. CNN, MSNBC, the New York Times, Washington Post, they would all be covering this breathlessly, right? This would be the lead story. They'd make sure you knew about this. And in a second, we're going to take a look at how the media is covering this, or not covering it. But here's the headline. White woman wearing monkey mask throws egg at Larry Elder. We know for a fact, we don't need to speculate on this. If that woman were a conservative, and if Larry Elder were a Democratic politician, this would be a huge story. They would all be covering it. Let's take a quick look at the video.
Touch me again! Don't touch me again! Don't touch him! I'll pop him in the motherfucker nose! Touch me again! I'll fuck you up! What you do? You'll hit anybody. Grab our ass, motherfucker! You understand me, boy? We're gonna rip your head. Hey! Fuck with me, boy.
You get that sorry piece of shit out of here!
Hey, Michael, stop!
Okay, so you reverse the politics there. You make those horrible people conservatives, and you make Larry Elder a Democratic politician. Again, this is a huge story. Huge story. That woman is wearing an ape mask, for God's sakes. She's wearing an ape mask. There is absolutely no way this wouldn't be a massive story. They wouldn't be covering it breathlessly if you reverse the politics. There is no way we know this. You know what I think? I think they are incapable of seeing a man or a woman as an individual. I think they're incapable of it. I think they've been left so confused by their identitarianism and by their crackpot racial theories and by their zero-sum concept of group dynamics within society that just nothing makes sense anymore, and it doesn't matter. They just do what feels good, I guess. Anyway. They must be mentioning something about it, right? Well, let's take a look. Well, here's CNN. Let's see. Don't see anything. No pictures of Larry Elder on there. Doesn't appear to be anything here. No, nothing. Nothing here. Certainly nothing above the fold. Seems like they're not covering this, doesn't it? But, if you're desperate for the latest Nicole Kidman news, they got you covered. How about MSNBC here? Well, a bunch of left-wing propaganda. Let's see, right-wing extremists are losing the culture wars they fought so hard to win. Nothing about a white woman wearing an ape mask, a left-winger wearing an ape mask throwing eggs at Larry Elder. Huh, how about that? It's almost like they don't want you to know about it. Let's see, anything, must be something here. No. Look at the stuff they do have. The far right is embracing the Taliban. Are these people out of their minds? I think that they are. How about the New York Times? They must have something. Nope. Some anti-Trump propaganda. Let's see. How seriously broken is California's recall election? Yeah, they don't like it. They're not going to publish anything that might benefit Larry Elder in any way. It really makes you wonder how much they actually care about racism, doesn't it? And how much it's just really about a far-left ideology? Makes you wonder. But they got all your Lindsey Buckingham news here, so I guess that makes up for it. Let's see, Washington Post. We know there's not going to be anything. No, of course not. But you can find out about John Mulaney, so I guess it's all fine. How about the Los Angeles Times? Now, you'd have to think, they have to cover it, right? They have to. They're against racism. By their standards, this was horrifically racist. The woman was wearing an ape mask, for God's sakes. Not only did she throw an egg, she was literally punching people. It's lunacy. But they must be covering this. It's Larry Elder. It's L.A. The L.A. Times. Come on. Let's see. Here's something about Newsom saying they should fear a GOP governor. Let's see. Larry Elder calls himself Sage from South Central, but his ties to Black LA are fraught. So at least they're talking about him. They're just They're just talking about him in a negative way. Let's see. A GOP governor would radically upend California. Here are 12 key issues at stake. Yeah, they don't like Larry Elder in the LA Times. But still, I mean, you'd think they'd have to cover something like this. I mean, again, we know that if you just change the politics here, they would be covering it breathlessly. It would be on the front page for a month. But no, apparently they don't really care. But again, I mean, if you are a big Lindsey Buckingham fan, you are in luck today. You are in luck. This is heaven for you. I don't know. It kind of feels like journalism is broken, doesn't it? Here it says in this article from the Daily Wire, which actually is covering it, numerous people online quickly noticed the racist aspect of the incident because of the mask that she was wearing, the ape mask, and the fact that Elder is black. You'd think that, I don't know, CNN, MSNBC, the New York Times, the Washington Post, the LA Times might have took note of that. Apparently not when there's a recall happening. Here's some comments from the internet on this. Christopher White, who's a reporter, tweeted, "Dude, a white lady in a pink gorilla mask tosses an egg at a guy who's campaigning to be California's first black governor. That's kind of icky, yo." It is kind of icky. Here's another one. Racist attack on a black Republican candidate for governor. Yeah, so CNN, MSNBC, New York Times, Washington Post, LA Times, if they had any kind of credibility whatsoever, okay, that would actually be the headline. That would be the top headline on each one of those platforms. If they had any standards or consistency or integrity, those would be the headlines we'd be seeing, which we don't see, of course. Because guess what? Politics. Here's from Dave Rubin. Here's a psychotic lunatic in a gorilla mask throwing an egg at Larry Elder, then punching a security officer. Perhaps Newsom's surrogates and the mainstream media calling Larry a black-white supremacist isn't a good idea? If a crazy white person in a gorilla mask threw an egg at Stacey Abrams while campaigning, it would be the lead story on every news network. Democrats would demand Republicans apologize for being etc. 100% guarantee no mainstream outlet touches this on TV tonight. Yeah, and Dave's absolutely correct there. Oh yeah, here's that Los Angeles Times column, the one they did write about Larry Elder. Larry Elder is the black face of white supremacy. You've been warned. So they can take the time to write this absolute insane nonsense. She's wearing this insane gorilla mask. I wonder what kind of a thrill she gets out of it. Because she is a racialist, right? We know if she's a far leftist, she's obsessed with race. I wonder if she gets some kind of a perverse thrill. I mean, it just seems like this is like a perverse fantasy for a leftist, that they get to play out this thing that they pretend that they're against. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely sick, is it not? But I'll tell you what's really sick. Modern journalism. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Please subscribe, like, and share. That really helps me out. If you'd just like to listen, there's the podcast, Radio Baloney. It's on pretty much every platform. If you look for it, you will find it. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.